Hey and welcome to a new React Native tutorial series, and today I'm going to teach you how to make this beautiful looking ARTSY application for artists. Alright guys, so let's break down the image a little bit and see what's going on. So we have the logo above here, and right next to it we have the image, and we have caricature, sketch, and these are the categories, and they're actually swipeable categories. And then just above below here we have images, one on top and the other one is beneath the image, and I'm gonna tell you how we can achieve this. Then the next one we have a few profiles, a few artists, James, Kathy and Paul. So I'm going to also teach you how to space up all of this with simple techniques. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to create a new React Native application. And along that, I'm going to install some of the dependencies. So there's certain version of these dependencies, I hope, just to stay away from future errors and bugs. I want you to also install the same version. So these are the versions that I'm going to use. Make sure that you do npm install so that the dependencies get installed. Now once everything is installed, we're going to do expo start for us to start and run the application now. Okay, now so we're already in our application, and let's go back to the code section. So in here, real quick, I'm going to make this a class-based component. So let me do that real quick. If we go to our sketch file here, first of all, we have the ARTSY logo and the image. So the first thing I'm going to make is these two components, the text and the image. And as we see, these two are actually how much far away from. Okay, so 50 padding from the top is what we're going to need, and 24 spacing on each side. So let's make all of this in the coding section right now, real quick. Okay, so we have our ARTSY finally, and you can see the font size is 25 and the font weight is going to be bold. And if we go back to our XD file, you can see that the font size is 25 and it's bold. Okay, now let's deal with the image. The image has 37 width and a height of 37 as well. So let's do that real quick. Now if you see in our application, we already have the image, so some of the steps are done now. So the next thing that we're going to break down is what is below the image. Now we have the category, so I'm going to make the categories real quick. So I have quickly made the state, and in this state we have categories, and in category there's an array of objects with ID each, so that we're going to iterate through all of this category down below. After the scroll view, in the view we want the padding top of 11 and flex direction of row, because if you see we have this box and it is 11 from the logo that we have, and all of the categories are actually in the row, so that's why we have written the flex direction of row. Now let's keep building up the categories finally. Okay, so now I'm going to map through these .state.categories, and if we see on top, we have the categories, we have the ID, the name. So I am going to destructure everything that is in the object through the map. So we're going to make the view real quick. In our view, I'm going to pass in the key as the ID, and the style is going to be styles.category box. If we do not pass the key as the ID, then it's going to have the problem of rendering the chais without any unique ID. Because whenever we're using a map, we're always going to need the ID of each object that we're mapping through. Okay, so we have the caricature, sketch, painting, color. So we do have all of these things, but we're still missing some of the styling. And if you see here, we have some duplication of the keys. So I'm going to fix that real quick. And I'm going to apply some styles in order for us to actually get and achieve the view that we actually need. So let me show you how we're going to do that. Okay, now up until here we have our categories, and you can see that they're actually scrollable, but we still do not have that beautiful looking category that we have. And if we go to our XD file, you can see that one box, for example this one right here, has a width of 89 and a height of 28, and then we have a border radius of 10, and the border width is going to be 0.7. Okay, so the border width is 0.7. The border has a color also, and that is going to be okay. Now we have the rounded looking categories, but one of the problem is that we do not have the text aligned in the center, and it's looking a little bit tough to actually see, so we're going to fix this one real quick. Okay, now if you see that, that's actually fixed, but we need a little bit of spacing, breathing room between one another, so we're going to do that. And now we have the categories done, so we're going to move on to the images part in here. So I'm going to start building up the view for this image as we broke down before. So we have a spacing of the first image and the category above right here. We have the 55 spacing. Okay, since we have this the carousel, so we're gonna import React Native Snap Carousel. Okay, now the carousel takes some of the argument like the reference, the node through which it wants to render, and the render item, the actual function that we're going to create using the arrow function right now for the view. Then we have the slider width, because we have a slider, of course, in here. So we need to take, now the image has 292 width. So the reason why we're using 350 is in order for us to not get a blank look, because if you decrease this view, then some of the things are going to miss. So we want to take most of the screen. So if the width is 292, we just want to make this 350 just to be on the safe side, and then the item width is also going to be 350. Now the layout is going to be stack in order for us to achieve this stack view. And we need a data, so this.say.cards, and I'm going to make the data real quick and be back. Okay, now first of all I imported the images, yellow, blue, red and green, and then I made a new array of objects, with the first image being the yellow one, the ID, the title, and so on, the second image, the third one, and the fourth one. Now we're going to actually pass all of this data and render it with render item. The reason why we're doing this is because down here we've already said that, okay, I want you to go to this.render item in order for us to achieve that new view. So we're going to make the custom view using the render item. Alright, so we already have the images now stacked up on top of each other, and to show you the code right now, I have the image background, and you can see it ends over here, and we have the source as the item.image. Where do we get the item.image? Out from the cards that we pass in, and we also have the styles.image, and image style is going to be border radius. The reason why we're using the image style right here is because the image background doesn't accept border radius in this style. I don't know, for some weird reasons, so we're using image style up here, and the resize mode is equals to cover. And we go down to the image. We have the width is 292, the height is 411, and border radius is 15. So if we actually see an XD file, the image width is 292. Well, for some weird reason we have 389 height over here. We can use that, but it's fine at the moment. I think we're gonna go with 411. And we can also, you see here, we can swipe through the images. Okay, that's how cool it is now. Bingo. Now the next thing that we need to do is to make the cards right over here. So we're gonna do that real quick now. We imported the new images of the artists, James, Kathy, and Paul, and down in the state below, I made the artists, the array of objects for the artist. We have the image, the ID, the skills, the name, and now we're going to loop through it. But before that, we have the view itself. We have the padding from the top because we need this one to have some padding in React Native. And we also have the styles, and background color is going to be white. The height is going to be 250. The border radius is going to be 15. So this is for the card. We're giving the card this certain height, the card this white color card. Okay, and the background color is of course white, so this is the white color. So the next thing is to loop over all of these state.artists, and we're gonna say artist is equals to this. We're gonna go down there and actually start making up things. When we're looping, I'm gonna give the view, and in this view we're gonna have a key artist ID. Artist.id style is gonna be the flex direction of row. Justify content is gonna be space between, so that we can have, because the first view in here has some spacing and everything is in the row direction, everything here. And then we're going to make the first view for this image, then the text, and within this view, this two view, we're going to have the first view, the first text on top of it, and when we're going to do a flex direction of column in columns to have blend sketch in a column direction, and everything is going to be on the row direction. That's why first we say row, space between, the padding is going to be left, padding top is 18, align items to the center. Alright, now so we have the new view with the flex direction of row, and in here, as you can see, we have the new images. The image is going to be the artist.image. The style has a height of 50, width of 50. The border radius is going to be 50 divided by 2, and the background color of... Okay, we actually just needed this when we're loading the application initially. You can write it or you can leave it. So looking at our application right now, we have 3 images appearing. Now we need the text. In here we have the view for the text. Now the flex direction, as I said, it's going to be column, and we have a padding left of 13, so it's in the column, this view right here, and it's 13. The padding from this left, from this image, is 13. And of course the first text is going to be artist name, and the second one is artist.skills. The font size for the first one is 17, and we have a font weight for 500. The second one is font size of 14, and this color. Now the last thing that we need to achieve is the button, so let's do that quick. I made the view for the button. It has a height of 25, width of 61, border radius of 10. The background color, align items to the center and justify content center. And when we see the application, this is actually what we have. Okay. And then the text of everything in here. And that's pretty much it. So now you have learned how to make this beautiful looking application. So I hope you did enjoy the video. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you just subscribe below, because I'm gonna make even more tutorials in the upcoming future. Thank you so much for watching.